You remember me when the west wind moves upon the fields of barley. You'll forget the sun in its jealous sky as we walk in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while upon the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down among the fields of gold. I hear jazz for peace coming through the trees. In my heart it fills me like a celebration. I see the light and I want to follow. Inspired by the past contributions of those that laid before and laid the groundwork for us to build on in this universal language that is a gift for all mankind. And when we speak it, people are inspired by the creativity and artistry. It stands for peace and love and humanity. And intelligence that leads to reaching potential that we have in our souls. So we can raise our total conscience and see that the gift of giving is our greatest privilege. I hear jazz for peace.
Wow. That was amazing. Wow. That was incredible. That was incredible. It's very intense, man. Really powerful message. Really amazing. Wow. And I love how you worked in Sting in there. That was can't go wrong with that. So that was the poem that you wrote that kind of morphed into this bigger, badder thing that you're into now?
Right, because one thing led to another. And, like I was a musician playing all
Yep.
styles of music and everything. So, once I got to the point where people wanted to hear my story, which took like 20 some years, because
Mm.
like right now I could tell you stuff now that I think will save our planet, but it won't register now because, like, the artist is always like light years ahead, their ideas. And I think it was a guitar player, Pat Metheny, once, he had this album called Bright Size Life that I used to listen to when I was a kid, but it was just me and a couple of musicians listening to this record he had put out when he was like a teenager, and I ended up actually playing with the drummer from that CD, and then the bass player that from that CD was Jaco Pastorius, and I ended up working with a lot of musicians that played with Jaco. I didn't actually play with Jaco, but anyway. So anyway, push came to shove, and then the Smithsonian honored that CD, and he said, you know, that's the way it goes. It's 25 years later when I recorded that CD, and now it's being recognized as a blah blah blah. So there's this curve. So now we're in the 23 years after the poem Jazz for Peace, in 2001. So people all of a sudden want to hear the story of Jazz for Peace.
People follow you? Like, how many people follow your podcasts? I'm just
Well,
curious.
here's what happened. Around February, I had the book. The author was dealing with Amazon, and there were issues, and it was like blocked, and it was this, it was that. And I was dealing with issues on LinkedIn where they were like trying to censor peace. And I was putting in the book how peace is being censored, and I'm extremely unhappy about it. Because I'll tell you something, I draw the line when you censor peace. That's as far as I can go. I mean, you cannot censor peace and expect peace in the world you know what I mean? You can't do that. So my book was going to call some people out because I have to. You're censoring peace, and I got documented proof. So what happened is, while it was in Amazon, I don't know if they're reading it. Why are they holding it up? And why is LinkedIn censoring peace, blocking me, restricting me? So while that was happening, all of a sudden I kind of got uncensored on LinkedIn. You follow me? And my posts started getting tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and then it topped 1 million.
What?
Impressions in 1 week. Yeah, that's how important what Jazz for Peace is doing, right? So you know what I did? I documented that. And I basically I put it so it's jazzforpeace.org, because Jazz for Peace, most of our achievements nobody would believe. So we have to show them. I have to show them that we went to Rwanda and helped that country out of genocide. I have to show them because they won't believe it. They think only the powers that be, but no, everybody, you have incredible dreams. Everybody, if we were all allowed to be what we're supposed to be, it'd be incredible. But anyway, I documented that, and it's on jazzforpeace.org/1million.pdf. And if you go there, you see LinkedIn sending me these things saying, this is how many views, combined view, it's right there. And just to make sure, the next day, it was combined in 1 week over 1 million. So I captured that. And then just to make sure it wasn't some bizarre, the next day I captured, it was higher. It was 1 million plus another 37, 1 million and something plus another 37,000 or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So in other words, once I saw that we were getting that kind of visibility, that's when I realized, there's an interest, there's potential interest. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know as to where all this is going to go. I just know that it is a common sense step forward,
Mm.
where I can talk to people and help them out, and they could get new audiences. I mean, one thing for sure, there's people contacting me from all around the world. So
Right.
people are going to find out about you that have never ever would know about that book. That's
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
As far as who they are, I have no idea, and how many of them are in New Jersey, I have no idea. I
Well,
have.
I don't want to just sell it in New Jersey. I want it sold all over the world. I think it's such a compelling storyline that
Right.
it's relatable no matter where you are, you know what I mean? Like, doesn't matter, but
Right.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's it is. Jazzerpeace has the ability now to reach people. And again, I'm not like I'm not a Svengali at, capturing this or all that. I just know that we got 1 million impressions, you know what I mean, in 1 week. And so I put up a poll about the Middle East because Jazz for Peace has a proposal. Right now, Jazz for Peace has solutions to a lot of the world's problems. One of them is the Middle East, where we have some, because I've been working with Palestinian and Israeli musicians for years, ever since 2002 when I brought them together at the United Nations. And
Okay.
I'm saying I can arrange a ceasefire between the people if you will also take the money that you already have now budgeted for war. They budgeted, they approve billions of dollars. If you take that money and redirect it to outstanding causes that
Mm.
will heal the communities, all of the impacted communities and all of the impacted people, because there's
Mhm.
people on both sides too. So anyway, we have a peace proposal. That proposal was voted with the other two options that are available, and 96% we got. We
You
got
kidding.
96% Israelis, Palestinian, and people all around the world. And again, we were blasting it up the way we were doing to get that 1 million, the same thing, if not more. That was 1 week. And this poll ran for 2 weeks. So, a
Right.
lot of people saw this poll. So, yeah, it's not the whole world did not vote, but a lot of people had a chance to vote us down, and they did not.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
96%. I know as much as I knew when I played at the United Nations in 2001. You know what I mean? I didn't know. Or when I started my benefit concert series. A few days ago, I got a note from a member of parliament in the Ukraine.
Wow.
Yeah.
No kidding.
The message was, I've been looking at Jazz for Peace. I just wanted you to know this is very interesting. I got the
Uh-huh.
woman's name and I checked her out. She's a member of parliament in the Ukraine. So that's what I'm saying. So where this is all going to go, I don't know. But I know that we have the way, if you have the will. The really good thing about Jazz for Peace right now is that people are waking up to the fact that these rap shows or whatever, or these other kinds of presentations, have been making it so convenient for us to passively walk down the street or get in our cars and drive to the amphitheater. But where's all that money going?
Mhm.
And we know it's not coming back into our communities. We know it's not nurturing our, you know what I mean? And it's like almost everything they're doing, like these football stadiums that cost $100 million, but the taxpayer pays for it. But now people have a chance to say, okay, wait a minute, maybe Jazz for Peace was right here, or maybe we should listen to what they say. We haven't even heard what their platform. What Jazz for Peace does is it gets involved with world-class cultural events that help communities, that help outstanding causes, that help outstanding artists in the community, kind of things like
Mhm.
what you're trying to do. And we've done over 850 of them, and they've all been the opposite of what you're seeing now, with millions of dollars funneling into so and so or such and such, and these people, artists clawing over them, signing these horrific deals just to try to be famous, and all the craziness,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this is just, hey, with the community just waking up and saying, we want to support thing that we know what the hell's going on, and we know who it is, and it's also giving back to our community. Because the other thing they do is they try to get you to like music that isn't even good.
Right. Yeah. It's just my own opinion. I don't know how you
Right.
feel about it. Like, everyone's up there, they're getting paid buku bucks to, these the NBCs, the Today shows are jumping up and down about it because they're getting paid money to talk about it. And I'm like, this is crap. I'm like,
Right.
this is horrible. I'm
Right.
like, but like you said, they're spinning it to make it this wonderful thing. Like a lot of what you talk about, the mindfulness and the intention for creating good is really what I'm all about. I mean, that's all I'm about. And I bring that into my business life. I bring that into my personal life. I bring that into whatever I'm involved in, and
Right.
I think that plays a good role in, your maybe into your messaging for your show, no?
Well, what I love about what you're saying is because, see, Jazz for Peace has a lot of slogans. You know what I mean? Like there were times during election year where we would say, Jazz for Peace, what is your jazz policy? Or just all kinds of different slogans, helping those who are helping others,
Right.
uniting people through the art form of jazz. And I'm trying to collect a list of them because there's been so many. The one going on now, because front and center with all of the geopolitical things that are going on, and the fact that Jazz for Peace correctly addressed this issue in 2002 when we did a concert at the United Nations where we brought Israeli, Palestinian, and American jazz musicians together, and we wanted to build on that success. And of course, the world was, just too apathetic, and look where we are now. But now, our slogan at the moment that's really resonating with people is the final solution is love. So,
Boom. Rick,
tell me your book is about love.
we can,
That's like a
we can
spot
end
on
this
connection with what we're doing.
we can end this conversation on that right now. That's it.
Right.
Seriously, you just
Yeah.
like just made me feel like all warm inside. You really did. That's brilliant. I love it.